Hey, this is David at Freely Adventures. Today I'm going to show you a video for kayaking in the Italian Amalfi coast. There are several options that you could consider depending on where you're located in Amalfi, whether you're in the actual town of Amalfi, down the coast in Nerano, or even on the island of Capri. There are several options that you can take. All have different benefits and drawbacks. I don't know if there's any drawbacks, to be honest. They're all amazing, and there's something to take away from each one. So let's jump right in, and I'll review all of them. I'm not actually going to give my opinions on any of them because I have not been on all of them. So I'm just going to review what your options are and where to go to book and what the pricing and start dates are and some of the destinations and highlights of each. So here we go. Here's a map of Italy. You'll either fly into Rome or Naples and then make your way south to this area here, which is the Amalfi coast, which is located between the town of Salerno in the east and Sorrento in the west. And there's also the island of Capri, which is here, which is off the western point. I'm showing this right now in Google Maps, and we're going to start first on the eastern side. So if you're familiar with Amalfi, some of the famous towns, well, you have Amalfi itself right here at the midway point, and that's going to be a launch point for one of the kayaking trips. But the first one is actually here, just east of Amalfi, in the town of Miniori. Let's take a look here. This is Amalfi Coast Kayak and Snorkeling, and it goes to Pandora's Cave. So if we actually zoom in, where's Pandora's Cave here? I believe it's in this area here. If we search for Pandora's Cave, Amalfi, you'll see it's just down the way here. There it is right here, Grotta Pandora. Directions from Minioria. So you'll actually be paddling starting at this beach here in Miniori and paddling going east towards the grotto or the Grotta Pandora. Grotto or grotta in Italian just means cave. So that's one trip, and the cost on that one is €55, which isn't too bad. And here's some pictures of the grotto itself. It looks like they have a snorkeling and swimming option, which is cool. Not always available. Sometimes it's just kayaking out and back and you can't stop anywhere or go swimming. So having the ability to go swimming and or snorkeling is a definite advantage. Meeting point is here in Miniori. Okay, so that's one. That's option number one. The second option is in Amalfi itself. So if we go down the road, here's Amalfi, the town of Amalfi. The launch site is going to be down here, either at the marina or at the beach. There's a marina here and there's a marina down here. The beach is in this area here. And the second trip, Amalfi Coast, it looks like it goes west towards Fiordo de Fiore. I'll show you that on the map. €59 is decent per person. Looks like they have double options if you want to go with kids or as a couple with your spouse or partner. And this area here is actually really cool. This is a great beach to visit. We'll show that on the map. So here's Amalfi here. And the Fiordo is going west along the coast to, it's quite a paddle it looks like. Where are we? It's way over here, Fiordo de Fiore. That's a bit of a hike. So that's going to take you at least an hour, if not an hour and a half, to paddle from Amalfi to Fiordo. But you can see here in the photos, this area is beautiful and it's a great spot to swim. It's very shallow. There isn't much for sand. It tends to be a lot of smooth rock and gravel. But the water's warm, the water's clear. There's always going to be boats coming in and out of this area. It's a great spot to paddle to and from. Okay, so that's option number two. The next option looks like it starts in Amalfi and goes backwards towards Miori and the caves. So instead of going west from Amalfi, which is here, and going west this way towards Fiordo, which is here, you'll actually go north from Amalfi back towards Miniori and Miori, which is on this side. So you'll be doing this coast here. You'll be doing the coast that is east of Amalfi. And that package is 50 euros. You can see there's quite a few caves and grottos in that area as well. That's the beach at Amalfi. Okay, and then another area which is away from the town of Amalfi, which is further to the west, is the beach of Nerano. And Nerano is beautiful, and it's closer to the western tip of the Amalfi coast. We zoom out, there's Amalfi there, and Miniori, and Fiordo de Fiore. So in that area, there's quite a bit of kayaking. And then if you go way down here to Nerano, there are two options. One is you get a kayak here on the beach, and you go east towards Fiordo de Crapola, which is a really nice swimming spot as well. There's two options actually. One is to paddle with a regular kayak, which is this particular trip here from 75 euros, and the other one is slightly shorter. Instead of it being 3 hours, it's only 2 hours, but you get to ride on a motorized kayak. So if you're not into doing the paddling, you can rely on the motorized version. Okay, so those are two trips that go from Nerano to Crapola Fjord, which is a very good swimming spot. In fact, if we click here and get some photos, it's similar to the other Fiordo, where Fiordo just means it's got large cliffs on either side, and it's a swimming hole that's between the two cliffs. So there's a swimming spot there. It's a nice spot. I've been to both of the Fiordos, and they both have advantages. This particular one, Crapola, even though it has a funny name, it's less busy. There's less boats. It's just as scenic, just as hot. That's the walk down. Take a look at the swimming spot here. It's really nice. It's clear, very clean, very salty as well, but that's typical of the ocean. And the beach in Nerano is beautiful as well. You definitely want to spend some time at the beach in Nerano before or after your kayaking trip. And then the last option for kayaking from Nerano actually goes west and south and comes back to the Bay of Irianto, which is here. And that's this trip here for 85 euros. So there's several options here that you can take. So that's essentially the options that you have for the mainland. And there's another swimming spot, another Fiordo. Actually, that looks like, yeah, that's another Fiordo. That looks like this area here, the mini bay swimming hole here. So those are your options for the mainland on the actual Amalfi coast. And then there's two options on the island of Capri. So you have to take a ferry from Sorrento to the island of Capri. Not sure if there's boats or ferries from Positano or Amalfi. There are boat tours. It looks like here there is a dotted line here. So it looks like you can go from Amalfi to Capri. So there's two options that you can do in Capri itself. You can rent from Capri Kayak, and I'm not sure exactly where you're allowed to go when you rent from here, because there is a ton of boat traffic from Marina Grande, which is the ferry dock, to and from Sorrento, to and from Amalfi, but also to and from the Blue Grotto, which is over here. So there is a lot of boat traffic going to and from the Blue Grotto and Marina Grande. And you're actually not allowed to have a kayak at the Blue Grotto or go into the Blue Grotto with a kayak. And I don't know if you're going to want to fight the boat traffic and all the waves of all the boats going to and from. So talk to the person who runs Capri Kayak I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I don't speak Italian, unfortunately. But see what options you have. 'Cause you definitely don't want to go to the east in this area here, because this is where all the big boats are, and you probably are going to be limited to how far you can go west. And then once you hit the Blue Grotto, you're not going to be allowed to go in. Okay, so that's Capri kayak. The other option is you walk or take a bus from Marina Grande, which is the main marina, and you go south. You go through the town of Capri to the southern port, which is Marina Piccola, which is right here. And at this location, you can rent a kayak and go on a tour. And instead of going to the Green Grotto, you actually go to the west here to Grotto Verde, which means Green Grotto. And in this area, you can actually go through caves and get out of your kayak and go for a swim. So that's really cool. It's the complete opposite of the Blue Grotto. So you're free to do essentially whatever you want in this area within the time constraints of the tour. So I believe it takes about an hour to get out to the Green Grotto, and then you have 20 minutes or so, or 15 minutes to swim and do your thing at the Green Grotto. And that is this option here. And that starts at €89. And I believe it's an hour and a half. Let's see if it says here. Yeah, so it includes the Green Caves, which is the Green Grotto. It includes a little Blue Grotto, not sure where that is. And includes the Fraganelli Rocks, which is, I believe those are just in the background as you take your photos. And here, it starts at Marina Piccola. So that's a good option as well. So there you go. Yeah, you've got several options on the mainland. You have 2 options on Capri. Well, one main option, really. Not sure about Capri kayak. But definitely this would be a great trip if you can make your way out to Capri. The ferry costs about, what was it, €45 round trip per person. And it takes about 30 minutes to get out there, plus your bus time to go from Marina Grande down to the Piccola Marina. You could also walk it. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes, but it's straight uphill to get from the marina here to Capri, straight up about 20 minutes, like taking the stairs for 20 minutes, and then 20 minutes down, and that's each way. If you want to save, the €2 that you would spend on a bus. But keeping in mind that it's very difficult to get on the bus, you may wait 30 to 40 minutes or even an hour just to get on a bus. So if you're up for it, may as well just go for a walk to go from one marina to the other, from the north end to the south end. Another area which is cool, not sure if you can kayak to it or not, but maybe talk to the crew at the kayak place at Marina Piccola. If you look over at the east side of Capri, there are 2 other grottos. There's Grotto Rosa, which is the red grotto, and there's Grotta Bianca, which is the white grotto. Not sure if you can take kayaks out there or not. Definitely there are boats going through there, motorboats, but good to inquire about the accessibility in that area. And over here you're going to want to have a photo of these rocks in the background. These are the famous Fraganelli rocks, and these are the famous rocks that you see always in the background of pictures. So if you're on your kayak at the Green Grotto, you'll definitely get these rocks taken in your photo. They'll be in the background. And there are boats that go through, motorboats, and not sure how safe it would be in a kayak, but definitely beautiful and scenic. Cool. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. And as I actually experience some of these kayaking trips, I will definitely send links in this video, and we can review them all one by one. Cool. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you've been to these places, definitely post your links as well. Thank you, and enjoy your kayaking. Take care. Ciao.